This is the final hour of this session of Poker Time. We've seen a lot of big pots, a lot of big all-ins. Marty's been at the center of most of them.
Yeah, he actually got quite unlucky. I mean, not super unlucky last hand, but he did make last episode, he made a big call with tens on a jack-high board against Joseph when Joseph moved in for $1 billion and ended up losing to a combo draw.
Marty was a 3-2 favorite when they got it in, but got rivered.
Meanwhile, we have a clash of some pretty decent hands here. Wheels eights and Ken's ace-king suited.
Big 3-bet. Reasonable, I guess.
Monster lay down.
Also
Marty's proud of his fold.
Jack 5 suited, yeah.
I mean, that's a great.
That's what Wheel does here with his pocket eights.
Looks like he's committed himself to calling, which is fine.
Yep, especially on the button.
Ken is known to get out of line a little bit sometimes.
Indeed.
Great flop for Ken. So comfortable when you have ace-king out of position, you flop like this.
Looks like you bet 300.
Do you think there's an argument for checking?
I mean, there's an argument for checking. The problem with checking is you take away your ability to bluff a fair amount of boards like this after you 3-bet, which sucks.
I agree, but
you're talking exploitatively?
Exploitatively, like,
yes, I think
what
there's
would you do
argument
with
for
two
checking.
jacks here, you know? Well, you want your
Right.
opponent to try to rep the ace.
Sure.
Great, I'm betting on 300.
I think mostly when you check, you're going to check worse aces. You know, aces that you 3-bet that are like ace wheel cards and things like that. Suited aces, those are better checks than ace king. Because there's more value to be, like if he has ace queen, you can get 3 streets, and you can't get that nearly as often with the ace 7.
I agree with that. I just, against, you know, lineups where it's not a bunch of GTO wizards,
Yeah.
it's going to be a
Black.
I agree.
you know, maximize profit on each individual hand.
Sure.
And I think checking might be the way to do it in that exact spot.
If I get to 10,000,
Joseph
If it was
towers of
would you
fold.
like
I
to
think
buy
it's a
into
king
my
high board.
time
It's a better check than an ace high board, actually, because aces are something that a
They're
lot of
good
players
value.
will call through bet with, and any king high
Yeah,
they're less likely to.
but you do block the aces, and I mean, you have
25
plenty of
apiece.
hands in your range
I'll
that
tell you
are
a deal
pairs
now.
and king queen
15
type hands that
Yeah.
might check that board.
Yep. I think if you're going to check, you want to have a heart in your hand.
I'm being any hands tonight. I
A fair
haven't
amount
even
of the time anyway, especially if you're out of position. It's nicer.
It's okay.
Makes it a little easier to check.
It's either raise 10x.
It's like the 9 of spades is the only. Oh no, 10 of spades for Stewart.
Check.
9 of spades against the 10 of spades here.
Classic confrontation.
Big time matchup. Marty with a 6, so
Yeah,
he's
I like
probably
to play
going to go all in
that
at
shit,
some point.
Whoa. That was violence. Ken takes the lead. He's got the best hand and the best draw.
Jumping means.
What's his draw?
It's not supposed to come.
He's good at drawing. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
okay.
Obviously, he's like quick draw, best draw. Obviously, Stuart had the best draw with the 10 of spades.
Ken's now chopping with all worse kings.
Yep, can't be super exciting. Bill's gonna put out a bet of 50 with the ace 9.
I don't think you can raise his Ken. The
No.
deuce paired. Bill's in the big blind.
Ken disagrees. He's going for a raise.
This is a
Raise
mistake in my
125.
opinion. I agree.
Because he's trying to get a chop to fold, but 125 is not going to get a chop to fold.
No, it is not. And I don't know if Bill would bet a jack. Bill would absolutely bet a deuce, and he would absolutely not fold a deuce. And he's the most likely to have a deuce, being in the big blind.
And he'd bet a king and call the raise with
Yeah.
king, which is a chop anyway.
I have a little.
Or you're
Yeah,
losing.
I know.
So yeah, that seems to be a raise into oblivion, into the ether.
Tom Cruise movie from like 2013.
Yeah, with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
That was a good
And
movie.
what was the woman? Can't remember.
I can picture her, but I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
She had red hair.
And the thing in the sky was called the Tet.
Whose button is it?
Yeah.
Right? Hey, Ben Teacher has kings. That movie was kind of good.
That movie was good. Forget kind of good. That movie was highly underrated and good. Came a year before Edge of Tomorrow, which was better.
Edge of
but it
Tomorrow was a lot
But
better.
it was 2 really good Tom Cruise science fiction movies, neither one that did very well at the box office.
True. Edge of Tomorrow did receive good reviews, though, whereas Oblivion did not.
I think it did okay review-wise, but not as good as it should have.
Smooth call.
Very smooth.
I mean, there were some
You
plot
guys are
holes.
very
There was
smooth.
pretty serious.
It was a pretty great movie.
Serious plot holes. Anyway,
Five of you.
we've got the kings in the massive lead here for Band Teacher. And
hold on.
Bill's got diamonds.
Sometimes soon.
There is a flop. It is deuce 10-5.
No one else has anything,
Yeah,
but Bill
125.
clearly is not folding on this flop. Band Teacher with the king of diamonds is kind of nice for him. Wheel's probably giving it a thought, but lets it go.
That's just the wheel face.
Yeah. Wheel face.
Wheel face.
Marty face.
Fold.
Bill could raise with his overs and diamond draw, but I would expect him mostly to
Looks
call
like he
here.
is raising. And when Bill raises, you don't love having a diamond in your hand as band teacher because that limits Bill's diamond combos.
I would wonder, as band teacher, can Bill have just like ace 10 here, though?
I think he probably can,
That makes
based
it-
on history with Bill.
That makes it much easier to make a call here. I mean, I think you're calling anyway, but
Still, you would prefer not to have the diamond at this point in the hand.
right. When a diamond comes later, you're
Then
thrilled to have a diamond.
There you go. Then you're happy.
Puts that hand in front and then lifts the other one.
There's no way Bandy's folding yet.
Yeah, they have an IPA. They have 3 now. They have
There's the call.
Hefeweizen, an IPA, and like a.
Let's see if Bill keeps going. My guess is Bill is going to shut it down pretty quickly if it doesn't improve. And that's reasonable now that band teacher's called this raise. Like, this is a perfect card to not continue on if you're Bill. The problem, of course, and he does check, is if band teacher puts in a bet, what are you doing?
You could check raise. It's pretty strong looking. You
I
could
like
have
that.
the ace 4 or 4-6 of diamonds. Hands like that.
Band
Set of
teacher,
fives.
Band teacher often doesn't have a hand that can really withstand a double check raise here. Like, if he had a set, he might 3-bet the flop sometimes. At
If
least
band teacher
sometimes.
bets, what's he doing? He's mostly protecting against diamonds and trying to get value from a strangely played 10.
Yep. Well, you know, I think a 10 is going to play it like this. If it's choosing to check raise the flop, it's probably checking the turn, right? 'Cause
It
now
would seem like
doesn't
there's
know what
not
it's
much
gonna
value
do.
to be had. I mean, you
Yeah.
could continue to protect against diamonds if you had
Yeah.
ace 10 of spades or something.
If he had a crazy rep, that would be something too. Band teacher really taking his time thinking about this. He's thinking, please don't check raise me again. Just don't check raise me, man. There's the bet.
It's like a flower.
I would like to see a check raise because I want to see band teacher react because it becomes
Yeah.
a very tough spot, especially with stack to pot ratio being what it is.
1.2K. It's kind of a perfect shove spot here, I think, in terms of stack size anyway. Bill can't really wow.
He just lets it go.
He throws away overs and the flush draw.
Well,
He was way behind.
He might believe his overs were no good and he would have been right.
Yeah. Band teacher really doesn't have to. I mean, your overs could be good there.
It could be,
Band
but
teacher can have ace 10.
he can.
One of your overs could be good. He could have 2 jacks. I know you blocked that.
Extra hard.
Band teacher could have any 10, really, and play it like that.
Looks like Action Aaron is bringing out the old blind raise. We do not have straddles.
Yeah.
On
He's
poker
no
time?
longer, he's no longer getting a massage either.
No, so he needs his action now.
Yeah.
He was relaxing before, but now he needs his action.
Relaxing Aaron.
No
Everyone's
more.
getting a new nickname today. And it's going to be alliterative.
I feel like I've got
Stifled Stewart.
Sleepy Stewart.
Sleepy Stewart.
Wacky Wheel.
Killer Ken. It's not as good as I thought. These
No.
nicknames aren't as entertaining as I thought
They're not so good.
We need to push the boundaries or let it go.
Marty.
Raise.
He's defined by himself. And he's going to make it an amount that I don't think he knew what it was when he put
That's
it
a
up.
classic Marty play. He only has 765, and he's makes it 135. See Will with the 2-5s, who just limped.
Wheel against Marty should probably just shove based on Marty's stack.
Everything we know about Marty, it's not crazy at all to shove. You have to be willing to, go with the variance. You're getting called almost always, and it's a flip a fair amount of the time. You are often crushing him, though, too. He plays small pairs just like this. We know this. He's not limping with small
Now,
pairs.
to be clear, that's not my advice against every player. It's my advice against Marty, who, if you haven't seen the previous 3 episodes, is not every player. He's a different type of guy.
Yeah.
What did he
How
do?
much do you have? I have no idea.
10 seconds.
Like 1,
We'll still rock on that Mr. Belvedere thing.
I don't know why you keep saying that.
Like
just under 10 million.
Mr. Belvedere who hits the gym.
You say some weird
It's
stuff.
because he's rocking the guns, man.
On this show, you say some weird stuff.
I give myself full license to go. I was thinking about it.
Raise all in.
And he does it.
He does move in.
That
yeah.
seems like the right move to me. I can't see Marty folding, really.
I don't imagine Marty's gonna fold.
looks
He's
like
gonna
he
be
already-
lucky to find out that Wheel is
That's a raise.
is in a flip situation.
Is there any jacks in the deck?
And with 1 hour left, I think I know who the table's rooting for.
Yeah.
That's his 135, right?
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse? Who's that?
Cartoon Mouse.
Okay.
Very famous. Good flop for Wheel. Nothing doing at all for Marty. Oh, but
Ace
that's
of
a hell of a
diamonds.
turn. But watch out for the diamonds, Marty. Diamond
Oh.
down the river again.
And Marty got.
Marty keeps getting flushed on the river in these big all-in spots. Wheel giving the fake look of sort of like,
I'm sorry,
sucks,
man.
man.
That's too
Remorse.
bad.
Yeah, I really feel bad for you.
Oh,
and
there's the
happy.
There's the true Wheel.
Him and Stuart share a glance of, I did it. I was at the whole time, man.
And accept the turn.
I got a pair. I can probably win with these.
You got yours early.
Turns out one of them is the only one you need.
Yeah, now that Marty's left the table, Will's explaining to the table why, of course, he did this and how it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And it does.
Bacon, cheddar.
It's like, who else would have
I'm not sure if we'll see Marty back. Got about an hour left. He's already gone through
Many bullets.
Many bullets.
Yeah, this is like that scene in The Matrix when they're freeing Morpheus and they're the helicopter and we get that underneath shot and the bullet casings are just falling like raining down on the camera.
It's like that, yeah.
It's just like that.
And there's like a little bit of a green tint.
Indeed.
Joseph's just going to limp King Queen on the button. That's going to induce a raise from Band Teacher out of the small blind with King 9 off. I'm not entirely sure why Band Teacher is doing that.
I mean, I don't know. He thinks Joseph has a lot of, suited connectors and stuff, I guess. Man Teacher flops reasonably well considering the situation. Bets only 30 and
That's going to work, probably. He's got the King of Hearts.
Joseph's just going to show him his hand in full because Band Teacher's going to be the happiest of all boys if Joseph does that.
The happiest of all boys.
Yeah. I may not show. Oh, he does show him the hand. And now you got the happiest of all boys.
I know, I'm probably ahead, but it's just like whatever.
You would be rooting against
You were 9 on the turn for sure.
But I had pocket aces twice.
I saw that.
But also,
I understand, but when that ace came out, I did hear like a lot of positivity.
Joseph's just feeling good because of that big time hand he had with Marty in the last episode. Happy to muck it up.
Muck it up?
Muck it up.
What does that mean?
Get in the muck. Muck it up. Have a mucky time.
It's not things people ever say.
I say it, and
You've never said it before.
I am the director of admissions. You know where, so be careful.
Well, not everyone listened to last episode or watched last episode or remembers
Okay,
last
at the
episode.
DJ Academy, that Jonathan is trying to hide his desperation of
I'm
wanting
not trying
to
to
get
hide
it.
anything.
You sound really defensive right now.
complicated from a software perspective. Yeah.
Let's just do a round.
The thing, Jonathan, is that I don't want to tell you the truth about your DJing.
It sounds
Because
like you're about to.
I don't want to break your heart.
It sounds
and that's
like
as
you're
far.
done.
That's as far as
you've
I
already
can
kind
go.
of told me the truth then.
You can interpret it how you want.
That's your truth. by
Hey,
the
Marty's
way.
back.
Deal for the button. Except I never win.
Joseph takes it down with the ace king. Marty returns. One more bullet.
Maybe two. We don't know.
Marty plays a million hands, and I wouldn't say he plays them all optimally. But he's also run pretty bad in big spots.
He has. That is true.
He could easily have a lot of money in front of him, or at
Oh,
least
man.
more.
If Marty is running good, he could. If we had a poker time session where Marty ran well the entire time, he could easily be the biggest winner in poker time.
Yeah, that's true.
History.
That's right.
No, I know, but
I played. I think I mentioned this earlier. In
Hold on, we got a bomb
episodes.
pot.
Oh, hey.
Looks like a $50 bomb pot. Usually we have 25s.
oh, it can't do that. Okay.
No, it's a $25 bomb pot.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Is this like Panacea?
Yes.
Oh, looks like it is.
Hey, it's $50 bomb pot. All right.
Yeah.
$400 in the pot.
Stuart,
Here we go. Of course, the bomb pot is where everyone gets 2 cards, and ante's up $50, and we just go right to the flop.
And look at the flop for Band Teacher. He's got Ace King, and it's the best hand. It's a bit scary in a bomb pot. He does have the Ace of Spades, which helps.
He's going to raise right away. I don't know if he'd be doing that against everyone, but against Marty, he just thinks he's got to do it. The problem is, since everyone gets a hand, one pair is often not good in these spots.
Yeah, Ace King is not necessarily going to be the best hand here.
I guess he's just going to have to fold to a re-raise against most players, not against Marty, I'm sure.
This might be the way to play this in a bomb pot. I'm not really sure. I haven't
I don't
played
know
many
either.
bomb pots in my life.
I'm not sure either. Like, you don't want to let everyone in, but you hate to put in $400 drawing dead or almost dead.
Problem is, as we see, all the other kings easily fold.
Yeah.
So you don't get any value that way.
But there already is a lot of money in the pot. So it's worth, there's value just from winning the pot right now. It isn't like there's nothing in there. There's a lot in there.
True.
He got $400 that was in the pot plus Marty's bet, which wasn't tiny, right?
It was 75 into 400. That's another
Okay.
reason to raise.
Yeah.
Because Bill didn't raise, he called. So Bill's unlikely to have 2 pair better.
And there's $500 worth of profit in that pot.
Yeah.
It's not crazy at all to raise and protect that.
It is not.
You just have to understand that, actually you're probably folding out some better hands too, like bottom 2 and stuff like that might fold right away.
Yeah, well, depending on the player, I don't think Marty's folding bottom 2.
No, of course not. But someone who's not involved at all might just throw it away. It's not crazy.
Stuart would have folded bottom 2.
Oh my God. He would have thought for a while. And then he would have folded. And then when he saw this, you know what he would say?
Fuck me.
That's what he'd say.
It's good for a bomb pot, yeah.
I feel like that's not that abnormal.
I know.
Marty has the best hand for once. You never see it.
This is it's like a panacea or something. Something you never see. Is that
It's
how
a
you define it?
cure-all.
And
Marty does flop best, but Bill with a gutter, bad gutter, but a gutter all the same, and the backdoor hearts obviously can't fold yet. This is not a great board, of course, because it's so dynamic.
it is. It has dynamism.
And there comes a spade, which no one likes, but you know, no one likes.
And Bill's gonna bet it. He's turning his hand into a bluff here. It looks
I think
like.
he's at least protecting his equity at a minimum. He cannot bet the river now unless he improves, which is reasonable.
Plus he was really nice.
There's
That
some
is
improvement, but
not-
no, sorry.
Not for
That's-
Bill.
No one improved. I mean, someone else.
Someone who's not in the hand might have improved. And Marty just gets to win on the check. That's a nice win for Marty.
Marty had the best hand on every street.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice hand, bud.
Oh, my goodness.
Not an easy call for a lot of players on the turn, but Marty calls instantly and is right.
Marty doesn't do the folding so much when he
Right.
has anything at all.
The way he gets rid of hands is he doesn't get rid of hands.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, can we get back to talking about DJ Academy for a second?
What do you want to know?
I'm curious about naming songs. Now, of course, you're not naming anything when you're a DJ.
Right.
But still, you're naming
No,
songs.
naming you can name yourself though as the DJ.
Well, yeah, but we already talked about that.
DJ
Like,
Whack
how
Inmate
about-
is your name.
Whack Inmate, yeah. Or Wacky Inmate. I'm workshopping that. But what about naming your set?
Yeah, you can do that.
What are your tips on naming DJ sets?
All right.
Because I'm sure everyone would want to hear that.
you want to start with a historical era.
Sure. So
and
like
derive some meaning from it. Distill that into a philosophical conundrum.
Yep, I'm with you.
Use that along with some math that is based in that era
Yeah, of course.
to create a 3-word name.
Okay, but I was looking for some tips.
That
Not
was-
stuff that everyone just knows.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, no, that was like explaining
No,
what the flop is.
I'm kidding. Obviously, that was pretty complicated. Hey, by the way, so Bill just limpery raised with King Queen off.
Yeah, not to an amount that's gonna get folds usually either.
Marty has 4-3 off. He does.
and Ken folds okay.
Marty can't really fold his 4-3
Yeah.
off for $50 when they're this deep.
Yeah, if Bill's gonna make this play, he's got to make it a little bigger. And it's a flop
As
that
long-
Bill's gonna hate.
As long as Bill bets, it's not going to matter.
Yep, Marty's probably done with it.
I can't even believe Marty will hold on here. So, how about I name my set Industrial Revolution Pythagoras? Is that good?
No, you got to find a mathematician from the era, and it's not about the mathematician's name. It's about the concept, the math concept.
Okay. All right, I got this one.
All right.
Cultural Revolution Isosceles? Is that good?
I mean, I guess triangles were around
They
during
were.
the Cultural Revolution.
I mean,
You're taking steps in the right direction, but
'Kay.
there are massive gaps in your naming conventions.
What would
First
be
of
an
all,
example?
I said 3 words.
I said Cultural Revolution Isosceles. How is it not 3
Oh,
words?
revolution, but okay, you're right.
Oh, yeah, that's one. Wow. Maybe, what kind of, all right, you know what? I'm just going to chill out.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
should.
take it down. I shouldn't be attacking my teach. What would be a good example of this? What's a good name?
I'll let you know after the hand.
Okay, yeah, we
Action
don't want to
Aaron's
distract
gonna
away.
raise to 40. Wheel's gonna call with Jack 10 of spades.
Marty's thinking about the old King 5 off, and not anymore because he puts the money in. Because I don't know why. No one knows why. He does have the best hand, damn it. It's got a king in it.
Oh, the bomb pot. Yeah.
6-6-3, spades for wheel, and when I said I mean backdoor spades. Nothing else going on. Action Aaron takes a shot. And how can anyone continue? Wheel could continue with his backdoor and overs if he really wanted to, but it's $100. The price is a bit dear, as they say in Australia.
They do?
Yeah.
I'll take a call.
Well, Aaron gets to win with the Jack high. Good for him.
It always feels good to see bet and just win when you don't have it.
All right, I'll give you an example of the best name that actually
Okay.
like automatically got entry into DJ Academy.
Sure.
It
Best
was
set name.
Marxism complex differential.
Wow, that is good.
Yeah. You hear it now, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand.
I think I do.
That probably helps you when you're thinking about it.
Sure, it really does.
Yeah.
It really does. That helps me a lot. Okay, how about Jurassic integer? What?
Bam.
Is that good?
Yes.
That's actually pretty good.
That is
right?
good. That
There
is
were
good.
integers back then,
Back-to-back
I
The
mean, they had
Jurassic
not been. They hadn't been really.
but they existed. They did exist.
That's not the spirit of the naming convention.
But that's part of what's so great about it.
But what I want to say is that you did it with style, and that counts for something.
Thank you.
Yes.
Jurassic Integer is a sweet name.
Anyway, we've got a 3-bet to 75 from Wheel after Banter.
Why? Why not more?
I don't know.
Why not more, though?
Marty's going to call with...
Everyone's going to call. They actually all have reasonable hands anyway, but no one can ever fold.
I'm going to check in the dark to you, Wheel.
Do they even know you're here?
And that's what you get, Wheel.
Yeah,
you deserve it.
You bastard. Just kidding, Wheel. You're a nice guy.
You are a nice guy, but now you're going to throw some money into the void because these guys are not folding.
Well...
I mean, maybe Band Teacher's folding, but
no, I don't think so.
I don't know if he's going to overcall.
If Marty raises, maybe Band Teacher will fold.
Actually, right, for 110, I guess Marty might raise.
Looks like a call.
Okay.
I
guess Band Teacher just probably should call once, right?
You probably should. Marty could have a lot of things. Wheel c-betting.
Yeah.
Speculative.
A club might be disastrous for Band Teacher. We love it when it is. That 6 is pretty safe. Wheel doing that weird throwing thing. Marty's got top pair, and I like a bet here, Marty. You usually have the best hand, and now it's a bad spot for Band Teacher.
It's quite a big bet. Almost pot.
Oh, it's so much. Yeah, Band Teacher can get away from it because it's so much.
Wheel, of course, can get away from it. He doesn't have much going on here.
This is a problem with Marty betting Queen 10 and betting the size that he does is that he can't get action from worse hands.
Yeah, I think a smaller size would have been more effective.
He does chase off the draws, not that there are any in this case, but if there were draws, he might chase them off. That's the good news, but the bad news is you don't want to fold out a 9 so easily.
Yeah. Now, Band Teacher might be folding a 9 a lot anyway because Wheel is behind him.
And Wheel did 3-bet play and stuff like that. But Wheel looks like he's giving up, too.
He does.
And Marty's betting. I don't know. Marty bets 260 instead of 450. Might get action from that 9.
That's true.
10's higher than 9.
Anyway. Action Aaron. He wishes that alliterative name could also be alliterative in his cards. AA. But no.
You totally nailed that one.
Thanks, man.
It's like Ken's probably going to get to isolate against a weaker jack here if he raises.
People have begun with limping, I've noticed. Limping is now a thing.
Yep.
Lately. Just very recently. Like, everyone's limping.
35 is not really enough to get it done, and Marty's going to call with ace-5, although he might have called with ace-5 no matter what.
I think he would have.
Band Teacher probably wouldn't have called no matter what. Although we've seen him make some loose-ish calls in the big blind.
He might have called no matter what.
We're heading 4 ways to this flop.
I do agree that I think 50 is probably a better number than 35, even 55.
There's a 5 for Marty.
There's a gut shot for Wheel. There's backdoor hearts and backdoor straights for Band Teacher with an overcard.
Very exciting.
Marty's just going to bet that 5.
This is probably just going to be the end of it.
Well,
nope.
Wait
looks like
a
he's
second.
Calling. Or is he raising?
I don't know what he's doing. He's going to call. He
Well,
just does not believe.
That's fair. It's Marty.
He's got 3 outs right now, though. It's a bad spot.
It's
Ken
quite
checks.
a bad spot. Marty's betting again. Is he bluffing or value betting?
I don't know the answer to that.
Does Marty know the answer?
Marty's never going to bet the river unless he hits an ace or a 5, though, right? It's going to go check right
it's
away.
It's a queen.
I have to believe. Yep.
Marty
Right,
gets
check.
to win.
5 ball.
Nice.
Ship it. Before the cops come. Or the flop a pair.
You keep
Just over 14K in the pot. The turn is the 4 of diamonds.
Hey, what is that? Speaking of turn, coming around the mountain? Is
Oh.
that the Nitrogen Sports Poker Train?
I think they did buy a train recently.
If you listen, you can hear its very familiar jingle. And choo-choo. Wait, there's the jingle. Nitro, 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 nitro.
Wow, that's the weirdest ad ever all of a sudden. Anyway, Nitrogen Sports Poker Room is, they let us do ads like this.
They
perhaps
do.
because they don't listen to them.
Free reign, baby. Nitro, 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 nitro.
You haven't seen the movie.
Yep. Oh, we've seen this.
Marty's still stacking the chips from his latest win. He's been running pretty good on this last bullet.
It's getting more value than most would get with that last hand before the break with the ace-5 on a... The 5 is bottom pair. He bet it twice and got called twice and was ahead. That second time, pretty precarious.
bad shape, actually.
Yeah.
Like, real bad
It was
shape.
kind of a dream spot. I wonder if Ken was calling the river.
Hard to know. The queen pairing limits Marty's combos more, so maybe Ken would.
I mean, I don't think Marty should be betting the river. Don't get me wrong. Hey, look, yet another limp because now it's a limp fest.
9 deuce this time for Marty. Don't try that at home.
Or
Well,
try it anywhere you feel like.
I mean, if you're gonna flop trips, then
But of
yeah.
course, he bets $10. Can he get any action? He can.
Action Aaron's calling with 10 high, which is sometimes ahead of Marty.
He's got back doors. One back door. And there's a deuce. That's a full house for Marty.
Bet 125.
Could be it.
He bets 125 into 50.
But I got there.
Aaron folding the deuce.
125.
Must be sad for Marty. Oh, he hasn't folded yet. He's just showing it.
We threw it into the middle of the. It'd be weird
You
to.
also have a wheel draw.
How many more cards do you
Do you,
get?
do you,
heart that I showed?
do you also have a wheel draw?
Just play it face up.
Marty's trying to.
He showed him the deuce, but then Aaron folded anyway. He's trying to tell him his 10 high deuce is good, although it'd be a chop.
Go for your flush draw.
And if you didn't show that, I was calling for sure.
125 into 50.
And then I showed it.
It's a big bet.
It's a large bet.
Yeah. Sucks to play the 9 deuce. Have such a big hand and get no money. Like if you're gonna play the 9 deuce, you really like to have some implied odds with that.
NB Marty.
And be Marty, yeah.
Because
He did get called once.
yeah,
With 10 deuce high.
that's true.
I'm gonna raise it. 4 million.
5-4 suited is worth 75 to Marty.
Wow. Well, we often critique these players for not making it big enough. Marty certainly has done that.
It's possible Marty's chasing losses at this point. He knows that the session is only got about a half hour left, and he wants to make some big pots happen so he has a chance to get back some of the money he's lost.
Yeah. Band teacher just going to pounce on this. This is
Well,
a pretty good time to squeeze.
If Marty wants big pots, he can have a big pot right here.
Yeah, if Marty decides to put it all in, which he is capable of doing, it looks like he's just calling, but he is capable of. I don't think band teacher's folding ace queen to Marty, even for this huge amount of money.
If we were going to bet whether Marty was going to, well, what he was going to do after band teacher's 3-bet, we would not even include fold, right? It would
No.
be like, is he going to call or go all in?
Correct. Those would be the only two options that are reasonable.
Not a great flop for band teacher, but Marty completely whiffs.
Band teacher doesn't have to bet that much on this pretty dry board that favors his range. Let's see how much he does bet. Looks like he didn't bet very much.
To 300.
Yep, so he down bet, and that's really should work.
If Marty calls with this hand, I don't know what's happening.
Marty does have 2 back doors, but it would be a terrible call. Marty, don't do it!
He's
Wow.
calling.
Well, maybe Marty's going to find a way to win this hand, because I hope he has plans to not just go check.
I would like to see a lead on the turn, especially on that card.
Yeah. He goes
He
all
goes
in!
all in. Wow.
What a
That
play.
is interesting.
Well, at least he justified his call on the flop.
I have a bad kicker.
Not much the band teacher can do about this. He can decide to call with ace high, but
It seems crazy.
Yeah.
Look at the dryness of the board. How does Marty ever have anything? And look, let's get the reaction.
Nice hand. I can't beat that.
Obviously, he can. He also showed the ace queen to everyone.
well,
I mean, if you're going to call, if you're going to flat, having a move when a favorable card for your range comes out is a good idea.
it's a favorable card for Marty's range.
Exactly.
Not your typical player who called a giant 3-bet.
But since Marty had 5-4, we actually he really can have trip threes there. I don't know if he would shove, but we've seen him overbet with good hands.
yeah. I mean, and Marty's sporadic enough that as band teacher, you'd be concerned he just has a 9 and is just shoving, and like you're just calling with very little equity anyway.
Yeah, Marty didn't really have to go all in fairness. Like, band teacher's probably calling with ace queen or better, or ace king or better anyway. Any king, he's not going to fold anyway. So he can probably just bet a normal amount. But still, that was pretty awesome.
Here's
Pretty
Marty
fun to watch.
limping with the 6-3.
This is the biggest hand I had tonight.
Marty's built that stack up a little bit. He bought in for 1,000. It's up to 2.6.
Yeah, but he bought in for 1,000 like 5 times.
Well, okay, sure, but 2.6.
Got a gut shot for Wheel here. Got a gut shot for some other players.
Bill, Marty has a pair.
Joseph.
Against my better judgment, I'm just going to put money in there with nothing. I don't think anybody wanted it. Gosh.
Action Aaron lets it go. Shorten wheel. Follow suit. And it's Bill v. Marty. It's now a double gutter for Bill. Goes check, check. Bill doesn't bet when Marty checks. That's surprising.
Bill could take a shot here, but it is Marty.
Bill's gonna take a shot.
Marty folds.
Marty has a very weak hand.
Yeah.
He does let it go. It's a pretty reasonable fold, I have to say.
Yeah, I agree.
You happen to be ahead, but
Not much you can beat there.
nope.
You never know when he's got bottom pair.
He has a lot of bottom pairs.
So Jurassic Integer What is the name of the set. I'm DJ Wacky and Mate. And what else is there really to being a good DJ that would help me get into the Academy in 2023?
If your outfit has some sort of
Shine?
well, shine is
Sparkle?
Shine is step one, but if there's actually like an electronic element that LED lights that correspond with music, stuff like that, that's pretty important for high level DJing.
I gotta say, it's 2023, bro. LED lights? What is this? 2021? Are you crazy? It's gonna be OLED for me.
Are you really questioning me right now? By the way, we have a big hand developing here with
Okay,
Bill
let's pay attention.
and Stuart.
Yeah, we really do.
Bill's
You're
got
right.
jacks. Stuart's gonna 3-bet with 2 aces.
It's a pretty good spot for Stuart. And is Marty coming right along?
I mean,
With
I
the
think
Queen 3 suited?
I think Marty is likely to play as many hands as he possibly can.
Well, he's already got $20 in, and
He
here
is
we go.
absolutely
Boy, this is a
calling.
reason to re-raise, but Bill doesn't.
Bill's
Stuart has
lucky.
not been 3-betting much, but that is a really good reason to
It
re-raise.
says 4-bet, but that's because there was a blind raise from
Right.
Marty.
Here we go. Let's see if the bad flop for Bill.
Yeah, Bill's in trouble here. He's gonna lose some money.
I don't know if he has to go broke, but he might have to go broke.
If Bill bets here, he
Oh,
has a
no.
bigger chance of going broke.
Don't bet. He bets. Is that really small?
He bets really small. I think Stuart should raise.
I agree.
Bill doesn't have that many 5s in his range.
If he does,
shouldn't-
he's getting it anyway.
Yeah, who cares? Just
Stuart
but Stuart
decides to
just
call.
maybe he's trying to get Marty to
It's
go
got to
crazy.
be. It has to be. He's trying to keep Marty around. Let Marty go lose his mind. But Marty's not going to lose his mind.
There's a lot of cards that are going to kill Stuart's action
Exactly.
now.
Hearts and overcards. There's a heart.
Yeah. And
No one has a
He's
heart.
going to be a little afraid of a heart. Stuart is.
Stuart's not going to fold, but he's not, yeah. Now it's
Stuart
it may
should
go
bet.
check check. I think he should bet. Get value out of a 10.
Now that Bill's checked the heart.
He's mowing down some chicken bacon cheddar with some.
This is probably a bet fold spot for Stuart, but it feels like a bet.
Yeah, that's not a bluff.
Yeah, you want to get some value.
You don't have to bet
He's
huge.
mowing it down too.
There he goes, about half pot.
235. Yeah, 235.
Less than half pot. Pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you think Bill's supposed to do on this? I think
He's supposed to call.
I think so, right? It's hard to come up with that many hands you're actually beating.
You
But I guess you bet 75 on the flop, so
Yeah.
who the hell knows? Stuart could have lots of things.
Stuart could
Wow.
have ace-10. Hands
just
like
lets
that.
it go,
And Bill
yes.
lets it go.
Stuart could also probably just have like ace-king with a big heart in his hand and picked up a big draw.
Yeah, that's true.
But it turns out Stuart was crushing him. Boy, if Stuart puts in a raise on the flop, who knows?
That could be a much different story there. Yeah.
Bill could have put in the 4-bet pre, or the, I guess technically 5-bet pre, and then all hell could have broke loose.
I've had 4 of them, $50 a piece.
Yeah.
But maybe Bill gets it all. Jack on the river. Take it out of the quiver.
Okay.
It's just a thing they say in poker.
It's a DJ thing, too.
Okay, let's see if Bill limps this, because Bill was raising these for a while, but now everyone limps now. This is the limp time.
It's interesting how there's kind of groupthink at some cash game tables where people will mimic what other people are doing.
It happens a lot in
Yeah.
poker.
Raise 55.
Band teacher says, you know what? No gamble, no future.
He says that a lot, I think. He has a hat and a shirt, and I'm assuming those aren't his only pieces of apparel.
I would guess, I don't know, but I would guess he's got undies that say no gamble, no future as well.
No gamble on the front, no
doing what
future on the
Cam
back.
does. I've never seen you find 2 cards you don't like.
I'm trying to think which is more insulting. I'm not sure.
I don't like
And that
Huge
is a
flop.
flop for band teacher.
Nothing at all for Bill, though. Band teacher really probably going to start betting, though, because he actually only has ace high, even though he has all the equity.
He has a hand he's never folding, which is nice.
It's always fun to flop this well. What is
Bill has got
No.
some nefarious plans, it looks like. We've seen him do this before in fold, though, and there it
Yeah.
is. He thinks about it and decides, well, it doesn't make any damn sense to do that with this hand right now.
Go the ace queen.
Why would I do that?
Ace 10 of spades.
Same thing. I was gonna
Man,
lock
it
the
is
doors, but-
so great to flop that well.
Anytime you flop something where you know it's like correct to never fold to any
Yeah.
action, it feels good.
Absolutely.
They call it combo mambo.
A lot of players will claim they like flopping that more than they like flopping top set. which I disagree with.
I disagree with that too, but I understand.
Yeah, it's more fun to be the drawer than the guy trying to avoid the stuff.
Also, when you're the drawer, you just want to be aggressive the whole time.
Yeah.
Not always, I guess, but almost always. And top set, sometimes you want to play it a little more sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun to just be the guy like putting a lot of chips in.
Min raise. Min raise.
20.
Marty is going to min raise.
This is not going to work, Marty.
I mean, he's
Aaron's already in the pot for 10.
I mean, Marty's just clicking buttons here.
Aaron's going to 3-bet
Wow.
with 8-6 off.
I don't know if Marty's the guy to target here.
This makes no sense.
I mean, it's working out perfectly right now. He's got Marty in jail.
And he's probably going to win this pot.
Probably, yeah.
180.
Bet 180.
It's 180 into 190, and that will do it.
Shows an 8.
I had one of those, sir.
Yeah, showing him an 8 as if you were bluffing Marty is like Marty's got the whole world in his range.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
That's a song.
I've never seen
The whole world in his range.
It's got the whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a DJ thing, obviously.
That could be a viral poker song, man. Could be so cool.
Yeah, seriously, Cyrus or whatever should make a video about that.
Who?
It's a guy who makes funny poker music videos back in the day. Still does sometimes. I'm sure I said the name wrong.
You mean
I don't
Prahlad
care.
Friedman?
Nope.
Oh, he was doing it as like a serious thing. He didn't think he was joking, right?
I don't really know what he thought, and I'm not going to
He
speak
was
for him.
definitely joking whether or not he thought he was joking.
Raise.
His song had "You should have practiced range of," or what was it? You should have practiced avoidance was in his song.
Yeah. I think he was being funny.
I hope so.
I think he was.
I remember when they played that on the big game. It was a little cringy.
3 players.
Ace for Aaron and for Ken.
Bet 100.
That 7 may end up playing.
It's
Four
possible.
on the board makes it possible.
Raise. 350.
Ken's going to raise it up right here. I don't know why.
That is a strange play.
Does it make a pair?
Ken's been making some strange plays.
It works every time for Ken when he does this
Worked
stuff,
out
it
great.
seems.
Worked out great for him.
Shows an ace also. Aaron's probably sure he's behind.
You would expect to be behind, yeah.
Turns out Aaron's ahead and
How do you
was
play
in
to make a pair?
pretty good shape to chopper win.
And you have to fold. Painful.
I don't have to.
Really good shape to chopper win.
Here's some more advice for your DJing.
Oh, great.
As far as footwear,
Yes.
one shoe, 2 sizes too big. One shoe, 2 sizes too small.
I'm concerned about that.
It's not comfortable,
Yeah.
especially the small one,
That's the one I'm concerned about.
but it's part of the art.
Hmm.
You have to suffer for art.
Does it make the art better, or is that the art? Is that which is it?
It's both.
Huh. I don't think I can do it.
I
How
don't
do
know
you
if
even get the shoe on if it's 2 sizes too small?
You cut a hole in it.
Oh, so it's more like a sandal,
It becomes a bit of a sandal
a
shoe.
clog.
Yeah. Anyway, Bill is correctly 3-betting Marty with the ace-10 on the button here.
Marty's, of course, will call out of position with the 3 deuce off because what the hell? Viva Las Vegas. And he does flop a deuce.
And he's not folding it. Not on the flop.
Not on the flop.
Check.
Check.
I mean, if you're not going to fold, you might as well raise it up, Marty.
I think calling is fine.
Yeah, me too. He does call. Bill's not loving that, especially on that dry board. Bill picks up some equity,
He
though.
picks up all the things.
All the things.
Yeah. What, 4 outs.
Marty leads into Bill, though, for 175. That's weird.
We've seen Bill or Marty do this quite a few times.
Notice that Marty, when he often has it, though, he's betting pot or more than pot, and when he doesn't have it, he's betting tiny, which is what he did here.
Shows off the deuce 3.
100%.
That said, it was the best hand.
It was.
Of course, if Bill could have just let Marty turn that over before he folded, he probably would have called to see if he could improve on the river. He had 10 outs.
That's a good point, Jonathan.
Also, he had some bluff outs, probably.
I like it. Those look clear.
I think all cards besides a deuce and a 3 are bluff outs.
So, some bluff outs.
Yeah.
As I said.
I'm gonna have
Grand.
it next time. I'm gonna have
Yes.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Next time I raise, I'm gonna have it.
That would have flipped when they came and started.
Oh, that's a good name, by the way.
Probably.
DJ
I'm not
Clogfoot.
guaranteeing it. I'm gonna try to have it next time.
Right?
Well, it's not the convention that we discussed earlier, but I'm not saying every DJ has to use the convention, so I guess it's fair to explore other
Yeah.
options.
Call.
It's also like letting people in a little bit on my world.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, because you have to do the foot thing and it hurts.
So we have got Marty calling with the 5-3 off, Bill calling with the
Oh my
fives,
God!
Aaron calling with the
how I don't
6-5
raise
off.
this
He's in the
shit?
big blind.
I'm such an
Yep,
idiot.
and
I'm an idiot.
Wheel with the suited ace.
Microphone check. I should have raised.
It's only one
for
card
a
bigger than a
six
6
flop.
out there.
Fucking
Wheel
guys.
does flop the 6. So does Aaron.
Not really a cooler though.
I can't call it a cooler.
Fold.
Just like you can't call LLJ's music career a comeback.
Who?
LL Cool J?
You said LLJ.
Everyone knows what I mean. Cool is just a modifier
Fold,
anyway.
fold.
LLJ is what everyone calls them. So it's a battle of 6s. Will's got the gun though, and
I don't even know how
Aaron's
it's in
got the
that hand.
napkin.
I'm not
So I
sure
like the
how
gun
you
in
got
this
the
fight.
hand. That's
Guns
weird.
usually beat the napkins. Really, any weapon.
Is that a common fight?
Pretty much every weapon beats a
I quit
napkin.
playing every hand.
Tiny bet for Wheel here.
Maybe he gets called. Oh no, was it? Did Aaron bet?
Oh,
Maybe
is
that's
that what it
happened.
was?
Maybe Aaron bet.
We cut away.
Can I borrow 27,000?
Well, it was only $50.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm down a little.
You just caught the yawn from Band Teacher.
Yeah.
Band Teacher was yawning, and Jonathan yawned from watching Band Teacher yawn.
Aaron checks. Wheel's got to decide. Does he need to turn his hand to a bluff? He called the turn. It was cheap.
I think you can jack back.
I think you can. You beat all the draws.
205. 7 acres. But the house is
You're not beating much else.
Check, it's on you.
You'd hate for Aaron to have like 2 7s, but he might call you with 2 7s anyway.
dumping the oil in the
He might.
fucking
Depends on sizing.
It'd be weird to bluff and then get called by a worse hand, although that could happen in this case.
100K.
But
Plus tear down the
it's
house before it
reasonable
falls
just
in
to
the
check
river,
here.
plus
It's showdownable.
cash 'cause they won't
And as it
loan
turns out,
any
it's good.
money.
You can see the disappointment on Aaron's
Yeah.
face.
As soon as they make the face, you know you're good. That's how it works in poker.
Hello?
You just
Hey,
want them
Dom.
to make the face.
up?
Unless they're slow rolling you.
But usually they don't make the face when they slow roll you.
No, but
Usually.
I mean, the expert slow rollers do. stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. The expert slow rolls do. But those guys, you're on alert about it. As soon as they make the face, they always are slow rolling. You know what I mean? They never make
Not
the
the
face.
first time if you never played with him before.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Bet that.
Now, do DJs rap or do they just play? They just spin the tunes.
It's gonna be one thing.
You should know that. I mean, you've already applied.
I've applied, but I'm not. I've never taken any classes.
Okay.
It's fair to ask.
I call to call
You're
out
shaming me for asking questions. That's
not-
bad, man.
You're overusing the word shaming, and I don't like that, and it's a cultural problem.
It's a cultural
Yeah,
problem.
and you're
You just shamed me.
Yeah, you're a prime target.
Now we're having a bigger discussion.
I know Stewart is too, but I mean, yeah.
Marty's gonna
I
make
would actually have to win a hand in order to do it.
Joseph's gonna make it more than
Well, I'm
35.
gonna go.
Almost always. I know he does like to call
He
though.
did just call. I think
Joseph loves to set traps.
ever since Joseph won that big hand against Marty, he's kind of locked it up.
Good call.
That is also probably going up. But look at how many people are in this pot. How is Joseph ever supposed to win?
You could hit an ace or a king
I mean, sure.
like that.
Yeah, that's a way.
We got Stewart with a deuce. We got Band Teacher with a deuce.
So hard to win 6 ways, but Joseph has 57% equity anyway.
I don't know if he's gonna get any action on the flop.
Stewart's got the pair and the back doors, but I think no action's coming.
Bet 100.
Joseph's like, it'd be nice if no one
Not
check
like-
raised me here.
Not exactly nothing. Like not much is really what I meant.
Band Teacher's thinking about this with the 8 deuce.
I don't know why. I also don't know why he's in the pot because he's not Marty.
Yep. He wanted to play the button, I guess.
He is calling it. Is he planning on turning his hand into a bluff later if he doesn't improve? I don't know.
I really don't know the
Fold.
answer to that.
Fold, fold. Heads up.
Well, we're heads up. He does have position. This was kind of a best case scenario when everyone else folded. Wow, what a card that would have been for Stewart with
Yeah,
the 4 deuce
Stewart
of
would have
diamonds.
turned the world. Bill has folded. I don't think he was even in the pot. I think that was supposed to be Marty. And it goes check, check. Is Joseph's giving Band Teacher a chance to bluff at it, it looks like.
I don't hate that at all with this hand. Band Teacher can have a huge swath of hands here. That jack shouldn't really matter, though. It's very unlikely Band Teacher has ace jack. He is going to bet he is bluffing here. Got to be a
And
bluff.
easy call for Joseph.
Band Teacher's like, well, that's no good.
Obviously, that's not good yet.
Oh God, Ace King. Jesus, I didn't
He's like, never even occurred to me you could have a hand that good.
We're even, Joseph. Get out of here.
See, I mean, that's just like an example of one of the many trees and branches of problems that can happen when you decide to play 8 deuce pre-flop for kind of no reason. You know, you end up in a spot and you just lose a bunch of money.
Well, that is a pretty common problem. That's going to be on most of the branches of the tree.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing it like after a million people have already been coming
Right.
to the pot, right? I mean, you're 4th in the pot.
Yep.
at that point.
Joseph with some serious towers of chips there.
I needed a bluff.
40.
Kings, please.
Big pot right now.
Big
Marty
hand.
wants kings.
It has been found that if you make
think
a
I have
request,
pair
that looks like a blind raise from Ken.
And a reblind
Not
raise
even
from
gonna
Marty.
bet.
That's why Marty wants the
Without
kings.
looking.
I can tell you though, he did not get them.
He has the 4 and the deuce.
He got one of the worst hands he could get.
Joseph
I'm
should be
about to
raising
get
his
froggy.
hand in this
Wow.
spot, but
I
he's
might
locking
look.
it
I
up.
don't
He's
might
super
look.
locking it up.
I might even look.
Stewart should probably be raising that hand in
Thinking
that
about
spot,
looking.
although he's out of position. Wheel should be raising this hand in this
Yes.
spot.
Maybe not.
Looks like
I
Wheel's
don't know.
gonna just call.
It looks like it.
Oh no! What?
Wow, everyone's playing carefully now as we get into the
I
last 10
can't even
minutes or
raise,
so.
can I?
Marty's
All
probably
right,
not
I'm
going
not
to play
even
carefully
looking.
though. It'll be interesting to see if he
I
can just
call.
run everybody over for a while.
Good call.
Well, he's got
Ooh,
a
I
gut
think I have
shot to a bad
7-4.
straight.
He's actually got a double gutter.
Oh, he does. Yeah, two bad straights.
Ken is going to bet his. Well, yeah, he has the
225.
gut shot himself and the over.
Yeah, Ken's just betting it, huh?
Ken bet
That
225.
is a massive bet. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
You can have a turn.
I don't know why you would bet 225.
Wheel's pretending to think. We
There
don't
was
know why.
120 in the pot.
It's the boys'
It's
club.
really crazy.
Why?
And Marty insta calls and Ken's like, okay, never mind. Queen would be really good for Ken. He does not hit the queen, excuse me. He's checking. Marty absolutely has to bet here.
Has Ken been studying some sort of like
Check.
computer that plays against pros that bets 9 times the pot all the time? And
It goes check on the turn, and they both river a 4, and Ken is
Ken's gonna
betting for
bluff.
value.
He's gonna bluff.
Well,
with
yeah,
his
he's
4.
bluffing, but
I
it turns
like
out
that
it's going to...
4.
Wow.
Bet
This is
325.
crazy. I'm really concerned Marty's going to call. Marty doesn't really ever fold. He has folded bottom pair before, though. He has no kicker with it.
He
Wow!
calls.
How can he call? What?
And Ken turns it over somewhat confidently. Did he really think he was value betting?
No, Ken just always turns it over fast.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all. He just
What a deal for Ken.
insane.
I don't think I've ever seen value quite like that.
The straight comes in, and Marty calls with bottom after Ken had overbet the pot on the flop.
That was
That's either a raise or a fold. You can't call.
that was
there
a
with the
different
4.
one. That was a
I'm in all
different
in.
one.
That's- I think you could decide to raise.
Yeah.
I think you'd really mostly fold.
Min raise would have
The call doesn't make any sense to me.
I thought it's good.
It's pretty sick because a lot of the other hands that I would advocate for you have to raise, you can't call or fold, calling would have totally worked out really
Yep.
well.
That
Like
is true.
a bunch of the heroes would have worked out. That hero did not.
Raise. 50.
That was thin. That was gangster.
I think Marty did look at his hand, and he's got a pretty good hand here. Joseph always calls in this spot,
I don't think Joseph ever has raised jacks
I love this
pre-flop in
fucking
his
hand.
life.
It's awesome.
and he also he's locking it up like a warden.
But wouldn't it be a great idea to raise jacks against
Minute
Marty
for a
right
good
now?
spot here,
Yes.
boys.
And just try to get all of Marty's money that
Yes.
remains. It seems like a really good idea.
Alright.
Yes.
dominated.
Instead, the whole world's gonna come along. Oh, well.
I guess he shouldn't have raised. Okay. Joseph's a genius.
I have the
I mean,
best
we'll
hand.
see. I mean, they're so deep. Actually,
After
there's no
the
way these
flop.
guys are gonna get too many
No.
chips in pre. I
Wheel
guess.
should absolutely raise.
He
here
has
and
to be
hope-
raising.
And hope Marty goes
I'm about to
bananas.
get
He
home.
is raising.
Froggy over here.
I mean, Marty's not folding, right?
It is 505, so he might be folding for that much.
That's it.
Nope, never
Doesn't-
mind.
Now Joseph might shove,
I have a calling hand.
but I guess
sir.
he's just not going
He's
to.
locking
right?
it up. He's gonna
3, 4,
fold, right?
500 or
That would
whatever
be
it is.
really something if he
Don't
just folds
care.
here.
I think he's gonna fold.
It would be perfect.
No, he's calling.
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't done anything
No,
yet.
he's just He
He does
did-
fold.
He folds it.
I
All right,
am a
well,
little nervous,
that worked
though.
out great
I'm
for
not gonna
Joseph.
lie, I'm
It's
a little
amazing he only lost $50 in that hand. That's
I'm a little
unheard
nervous.
of.
I'm behind, actually.
I believe it when you just.
Joseph's like, I can't believe what I just
I
folded.
don't know. I'm just trying
Turns
to
out
flop
it's perfect,
pairs, so I
Joseph.
have nothing right now. I have nothing.
1.2K in the pot
Zip
here.
0. Stingy with
Well,
the zero.
well.
King high with 2 clubs gives Marty a real shot to win this hand.
Wheel is probably going to continue. Marty with just a little more than a pot size bet left.
I like the flop.
If I'm Wheel, I think I'm
Oh,
checking and
wow.
letting Marty blast off because he's going to.
There
Yes,
you
I
go.
like that. Now we can easily call no matter what.
Marty's
Marty
snap
moves in.
moves
This
in.
feels like an easy call. Sometimes you're losing, but it feels like an easy
feel a
call.
little
you
weakness
kinda have to call
there.
here.
Marty just shoves with way too
Which
many
one do you
hands.
want to see, sir?
Way too many
I
hands.
probably can't show you.
Yeah, you can.
I need a drink.
The stack to pot is a completely
Let's not
reasonable
call, that's
spot
good.
to check call with, and that's why you would do it, right? You're checking to induce.
Against Marty especially.
Yeah. Like if Marty bet 7 times the pot, that'd be one thing.
Wheel should
Good call.
absolutely, if he's considering folding, use those time banks up. We're very near the end of the entire thing.
I mean, he doesn't have to
Bad
protect
kicker,
those time
sir.
cards, yeah.
If you have any kind of kicker, it's a snap call for you.
Marty making it sound like he's got like King 4 here.
Yeah. I wonder if that speech will work.
I would assume Marty usually doesn't tell the truth in these spots.
Please fold.
Oh, there you go.
Everybody tell
Now he's
this
telling the
guy
truth.
just get out of my pot.
10 seconds.
I'm a bad kicker.
Oh, there's the lie. I guess Marty is sort of successfully putting Wheel on kind of what Wheel has.
Yeah.
Call. Shoot.
A lot of histrionics from Marty.
I was throwing Ken's cards in now as well. That's pretty funny.
Oh shit.
You know I have
running out
King
of time
7,
here.
bro. You know that.
Wow. There's no way Wheel's really going to fold, right? To Marty.
This
With
is a
one over
timed
card.
game. He's probably down to about 5 seconds here.
5, 4, 3.
Yeah, it's a good lady.
He
He
folds.
lets it go, and Marty shows him.
The nuts.
Wheel looks
Flopped it.
sad.
7 high.
It'd be one thing if
7
Wheel
high.
had Ace Queen,
Wheel folded queens.
but the thing Wheel has to think about. I mean, there's a lot of things to think about here, but one of the things to think about is how many better hands do you take this line with? 500 pre and then checking the King High flop.
Yeah.
You know,
So glad he
when there's
folded.
1.2 in there and Marty only has 1.5. I mean, maybe some hands that are completely setting traps like King King.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Ace King. Maybe all the good
I was
hands.
a little worried. He
But
was
then
thinking
queens are the
about
first-
calling there. Homie. I don't want no call right there with the 7 high.
Well,
Queens are the
shit.
best like hand that doesn't
No.
snap call.
Yeah.
Like there's it's still. I mean,
I started to hit a club.
don't know,
there,
man.
I'm not
I think
gonna
against
lie.
Marty, you
It's a
just
little-
have to
even
call.
For
Let's
me,
check there.
you just
It's
sometimes you
tough to
lose.
hit
It's
a
okay to
club
lose.
Marty might not even have the flush draw
Well, I had
sometimes.
to
I think
Yeah,
Marty.
just have
I think it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
lucky that for Marty that he would actually had
Yeah, okay with
outs.
call,
He
I
could be
don't
drawing almost completely dead
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Back
Oh, I got
to
a banger going on here. I
normal
wish I had my
poker
head
for now and
I got it.
until Marty
I'm
does
gonna
something.
raise it.
Well, no, you can call with King 10. That's
I'm gonna
normal.
raise it like
That actually is
what
normal.
Is it? 35.
This is like reasonable
I'm gonna
hands for
make it,
everybody.
Marty's
90?
putting in the other headphone,
an ounce,
and looks like he's gonna raise.
Huh?
and then I'm
But
gonna
just a
flip the
90.
other- yeah, we're in the concert. Pow.
Marty back up to 2.6K after that.
I don't discriminate.
I think Marty's enjoying some
class.
music there.
Pass my test.
Oh.
Woo, we got a caller. We're gonna go for it.
You
Trap
maybe
scoop.
learn some DJ stuff from Marty right
I
now.
feel like I'm really getting some stuff. Bandy is gonna 4-bet
Just
to
me and you?
285.
I call.
I was saying Marty's obviously never folding.
What
We
is
know
it?
that.
285.
285. Did you?
Good luck to you, homie. I have a pair. Thinking that I haven't hit a set in 15 years.
Marty always lies about his
Oh,
hand. That's
Zane.
something we can learn.
One
from this.
time. I'm using my one time right
He's very
now.
loud because he's got
I don't
headphones
care.
in. 3 9s. Okay, that's not
That's
gonna
pretty good flop.
not
I
gonna
like
probably
it.
get Banteacher to fold too often if Marty takes an aggressive action.
$100.
That,
Wow.
especially not that
Just
aggressive
for a
action.
No
string
chance
board.
Bandy's folding for $100. By the way, again, looking at
And if
sizing,
you
Marty
hit your
betting small
card,
when
you're
he doesn't
probably
like his hand.
good.
Yep.
If you hit one of your cards, I have a.
Well, he did go all in with the flush draw last time.
What?
That was a little different.
All right. Well, I can't hear. I'm at a concert.
Bandy's gonna raise. Is Bandy bluffing?
I'm gonna have to. look
Don't know
again.
what he's doing because Marty's never folding a full house.
Right. I think any pocket
I
pair,
call.
Marty is not folding.
I have a call in hand, sir.
And Marty's calling with King High, so maybe Banteacher knows
Well,
what he's doing here.
Getting massive value is what he's doing right now. Marty says, "I have a calling hand."
I mean,
You think that means pocket 8s or 10s or something?
any hand could be a calling hand if you decide to call with it.
Well said. And that's just
That's gonna lock it up for Banteacher.
that's a
It's-
panacea for band teacher. He's
Kind of-
arrived at panacea.
It's
Bad
kind of
for
a
you.
cure-all.
I guess it's Pangea. Is maybe what I was.
Pangea, but that's not
it.
what you're defining it as. Pangea was
I
when
know.
the continents had
I know.
split it up.
I understand.
So you're wrong about everything all
I'm
the
just
time.
saying maybe that's where I got it. got
Marty's
messed
gonna
up.
bet again.
This is
Looks
sweet,
like
man.
a very
Two
small bet that Banteacher
Case
can
you
never
missed.
fold to. Of course, he's
Call
not folding
in,
this
I'll
hand,
fold.
but he's probably gonna raise.
Next time.
The problem, of course, with the raise here is what are you
Have a
supposed to? Is
set.
even Marty gonna call with 2 10s if he gets raised here?
Probably not. I don't know.
Raise.
He does get raised. Obviously, he's not gonna
Did
call.
he
it.
raise me? I don't like that. I don't like that. How much is it?
600.
Is Marty considering calling
He
with
can't
King
be.
High?
Yeah.
God.
Show the bluff one time.
Oh, I don't have a bluff?
Of course, yeah.
And Banteacher wins a really nice big pot there.
A shockingly big pot.
We do a bump pot.
Shockingly huge.
That's going to help a lot with his bad session that he's had so far with just a couple minutes left. Maybe this might be the last hand, this next hand.
Yes,
We're getting close.
Oh, it looks like we got a bomb pot, and it is going to be the last hand.
Okay. Fun. $50 goes in.
Oh my goodness. Nice hand.
Goodness comes out.
Sure.
Bomb pots. You can't say bomb pot at an airport, though. They'll, like, hold you up in TSA forever.
Can you say B pot?
No, dude. They know what that means.
What can you say to indicate that you want to play a bomb pot at the airport?
You have to call it a completely coded word.
There we go.
Like explosion pot.
United Flight 84 pot.
C2, yeah.
Give us a second before you bring the flop, at least.
You can deal it out. Just give us a second.
So there's going to be
You know,
400.
Devin dealt the last hand of the main event of the World Series. Now she's dealing the last hand of this session of poker time. What do you think is bigger for her?
Same prestige level for sure.
Here comes all the hands. We got pocket jacks for Stuart.
Which is not loving that flop, although we don't see any aces yet.
Check.
And there are, unless Banter has an ace, nobody has an ace.
Does anyone have anything? I guess Bill has a 5.
Banter has a 3.
Stuart has jacks.
Somehow Stuart has the best hand in a bomb pot with jacks on this board. That is rare.
Yeah.
Check. Check.
There's no way Will's going to bet this, and he does not. There's a spade. So Stuart picks up a flush draw to go with his jacks.
It is the best flush draw, though. Might not expect that.
Ken bets $300 into 400 with 10-4 off. I guess he's double gutted with a bad flush draw.
And it's a double gutted straight flush draw, in fact.
Indeed it is. Stuart is way ahead. Will he call? I don't know.
I guess only the 6 is spades.
It's pretty reasonable to fold here. But you often have the best hand, but you often don't, I guess. Especially Ken, who was in the small blind. He could have flopped big or turned big. He could,
Yeah.
He actually, like, it isn't like he was on the button.
And that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Ken, the Destroyer of Worlds, wins the last hand of this session of Poker Time. Come back next week for some new Poker Time. New action.
Double gutter.